Good evening, I'm Andrea Anderson.
Thank you for being with us. I'm Sam Wright. Last month, the Delbridge Museum of Natural History in Sioux Falls was decommissioned due to potentially hazardous chemicals used to create the taxidermy exhibits.
That decision sparked some backlash, but also raised some questions about taxidermy exhibits in other communities. Sarah Parkin brings us that story from the Aberdeen newsroom.
The Hattershite Wildlife Gallery has called the Dacotah Prairie Museum in Aberdeen home for over 50 years, and museum staff say they have no plans to decommission the exhibit anytime soon. After the Delbridge Museum was decommissioned, the Dacotah Prairie Museum started to receive questions about their taxidermy exhibits.
We did get some inquiries from the public, and I want to reassure everyone that our wildlife exhibit is safe. We work here in the building every day, so we also want to make sure that it is safe.
The museum has tested the exhibits, put them behind tall glass encasements, and made sure the airflow came from the center of the gallery so that no chemical particles were airborne. Keeping the exhibit is also part of the reason the museum exists today. Aberdeen native and big game hunter Fred Hattershite was one of the businessmen who donated the building that would become the Dacotah Prairie Museum in 1970. His only stipulation was that his collection was displayed.
Fred Hattershite was an explorer. He traveled the world. He had meaningful experiences when he traveled, and he wanted to bring home these animals and share them with the people in Aberdeen.
But just because the Dacotah Prairie Museum has chosen to keep their taxidermy gallery doesn't mean they look down on those who decommission theirs for safety.
As a cultural institution, we don't judge the decisions of other cultural institutions because we don't know what the story is, we don't know what their reasoning is, and we don't know what their resources are. And we would hope that if we make a decision and made it public, that people would ask us why and not jump to conclusions.
Museum staff say that if the exhibits are properly maintained, they should last for decades. And the Dacotah Prairie Museum is hoping that the Hattershite Wildlife Gallery will be in its possession and on display for up to another 100 years. In Aberdeen, Sarah Parkin, Dakota News Now.